So this is an example of using digital inputs on the Arduino to go through a track, or in this case a maze, and I'll show myself solving it at the end of this video. But one of the other interesting things we can do with processing and Arduino is hook up an analog signal, and the analog signal can be used to generate an oscilloscope output or something of that effect, and I'll show you how I do those later in this video. Here we have the Arduino. The Arduino has the button array on the left hand side. We have left, right, up, and down. And we have the two potentiometers that are used in the parts of the processing code that you'll see in just a moment. The one on the right here is the one that controls the oscilloscope. As you saw just a moment ago, the potentiometer is connected to the Arduino via the analog pins, and it's reading a voltage from 0 to 5 volts. Right now, as you can see, it's at 5 volts because the dot is all the way at the top of the screen. But I can change the voltage across the potentiometer by turning the knob on the potentiometer. And as you can see, just like a real oscilloscope, once it gets to the end of its travel in the time component, which is on the x-axis, the oscilloscope resets and goes back to the beginning and continues tracing the voltage. This here is the color gradient part of the lab. As you can see, one of the potentiometers controls the horizontal x direction. The other potentiometer controls the vertical y direction. What you can also notice is as you go to the top right corner, the color of the dot is yellow, and as you go towards the bottom left corner, the color of the dot is blue. And you can see as you go to the bottom right, it's white, and then of course the top left is just basically a black color. So as you can see here, this is the maze part of the lab that I had spoken about earlier. You can see the dot starts at the bottom left and has to traverse all the way to the top right. And I also added in a little extra feature just for the fun of it. And it changes color depending on its X and Y position. So as you can see there, I can navigate through the maze. One of the other interesting parts is I'm not able to go outside of the maze. You can see there, it just stops right at the walls of the maze, which is very good. In addition to that, I can go in any direction, and I can also go in multiple directions at once. So I can go diagonally. I can actually hit all 4 buttons at once, and it'll just stay still because of course it's going the same amount in the upwards direction as downwards, and the same amount left as it's going right. But anyways, that's a pretty cool idea, using the buttons to control a little dot on the screen through a maze.